Today, I want to talk about how to not slowly die inside. I think as we all get older, that is something that risks happening if we don't stop and pay attention. Two things come to mind for me: infrastructure and feeling alive. My all-time favorite book is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So the book starts with a young Ursula and her husband. They're starting this new life together. She is this lovable, no BS, tell it like it is, the glue of the family character. But as she ages, she begins to lose her sight and she starts bumping into things. Now, at her age, most families might put her away if they saw what was happening. So she had no choice but to conceal her deficiencies. So this is what she did. She memorized the daily patterns of every person as they moved in and around the house. She could make out the faint lines of sunlight and shadows, and that way she always knew what time it was. She knew where every object in the house was. Even if somebody lost their keys, she would know where they were, even though she was going blind. So there was a level of mindfulness that kept her on top of things, and nobody knew she was losing her eyesight. She remained skillful Ursula who held everything together because she knew how to optimize her environment. She had the strength of knowing the daily systems to get things done. There are two things that I take away from Ursula's story. The first is how important it is to have systems and processes in place. And for me, that's as simple as writing down the steps that I take to do something, knowing how long it takes me, and that way in the future I can schedule things out and know exactly the capacity that it requires. I'm unable to do that in all areas of my life, but in the places where I have, just having systems and written down steps supremely helps and makes the work so much more lightweight and makes fewer decisions for me to have to make. And the second thing the story makes me think about is you can use systems to help you feel alive and not slowly die inside, in the way of documenting what progress you've made in life. What are your accomplishments? Since 2009, I've kept Evernote files of what do I appreciate? What new things have I tried? What special moments have I had in life? What relationships have I grown in? And by tracking all of those things, if there are moments where I feel like, man, I'm not getting anything done, where am I headed in life, I just go back and look at my, I have a system, I have a process for collecting information like that, and I look at that and it reminds me to feel alive again, to know that I'm growing as a human being and not staying in the same place. So systems are very important because we can't rely on our memory, and we may lose some of our capacity like Ursula did with her eyesight. And systems are important because they can be used to help us feel alive and realize where we're headed.